I will tell you for free why some delusional men do not really like me, Edochie. It's the playback the show. She made a reference to that during her interview with AY.
That you wish people understood better.
Some men, they see me like I'm misleading their wives.
Oh my goodness.
You know why? Because I love family. I love marriage. I know in today's world, there's this conception about marriage that is totally different. But ideally, marriage is the basis for family. Without family, there will be no you or me. That's how it used to be. So I am not in any way advocating divorce or separation. Not at all. So in other words, let me categorically state it here that I am not an advocate of divorce.
I get it now. So that's one misconception that needs to be terminated. People need to just put all of that behind them, and you don't maintain that school of thought. But I can relate in a way. Maybe you're doing pretty well with yourself, and in a way others are seeing it, that maybe their wives are seeing you, and they are beginning to think maybe it's better to go out there and enjoy life. But I like the fact that you are saying to us that you enjoy the institution of marriage.
Of course.
Yeah, I do too. But sometimes life happens. Please.
So, why some of these men do not like me, Edochie, or they see her as a bad influence to their wives? It's because she stepped on their ego. She crushed their ego. They never expected a woman, an African woman, a Nigerian woman, to do what she has done. And these particular men, as I said, they are delusional because this category of men are the ones that are cheats. They are chronic cheats. Or this category of men are men that want to eat their cake and have it. So these are the categories of men that don't like her, because she crushed their ego. And I will tell you how she did, what she did, how she did it. So now I made my research. Let me see if I made my research. I'll still say allegedly, but I made my research allegedly. Yul and May Edochie, they married under the 1970 Marriage Act, which states that a person can only have one spouse at a time. So when you already know the story of what happened. So when Yul Edochie was cheating, according to what was the news, according to how the news came out on social media, he was in an infidelity, he was in an act of infidelity with the supposed woman. The man in context, as Yul, was cheating on his wife with Judy, obviously. And she got pregnant, according to how the news was. When she got pregnant, he now wanted to marry her. You understand? He now wanted to marry her, and when the wife got to know about the pregnancy, she was open to having the child in their home. You understand? At least her husband was wrong. She felt bad, but she said, okay, let's have, this is yours, so let's, But the man still wants to marry the other lady. And all of a sudden, boom, he did it behind the wife. The wife had to see it on the internet as everyone saw it. And she just dropped one word ever since then. I think she said, my God would judge the both of you. That's all she said. And ever since then, this man wants to have the second wife he married and still have me. So he never complained that she was a bad wife or she has never given him peace or this. It's just that he wants to have this and have that. Not considering the marriage act they married under. Not considering the way they got married. Also a Catholic wedding. And you know what Catholic wedding stands for? So he felt he could, cheat on her, get the side chick pregnant, and shove it down her throat. And she cannot say anything because she's a woman. What can she do? She's an African woman. A man is entitled to have more than one wife. So these men see themselves in y'all's position because they love the fact that they could cheat on their wives and shove it under the African law that after all we are men, we are from Africa, men are polygamous in nature, we are free to choose who we want to choose, we are free to marry as much as how many wives. But when he wanted to force the marriage on this lady, she said, no, I cannot be numbered. Come on. that statement is the most genuine statement a woman in this situation has ever made. I cannot be numbered. I refuse to be numbered. So the fact that the woman rebelled and said no, stood on her right and said no, stood on her ground and said no, I cannot be numbered. This was not the plan. We had a monogamous marriage in a monogamous setting. And now 20 years later, you want to change the course of the marriage. And you feel I have no say. Even in Igbo tradition, when a man is about to marry a second wife, the first wife has to approve it, has to be involved in the marriage. She's always present. And he has to seek the counsel of the homeowner that is trying to introduce a new wife. These are procedures, these are processes, how it's done in Igbo land. But this man did his own behind everybody. That's all. So polygamy is beautiful when it's done correctly. But the problem is the method of polygamy of this man. It's so wrong in all ramifications. Is it in Christian ramification or in the eye of the law? Even in traditional way, it's all the way he went about it is wrong. So even in the course of this thing, came and started showing off with the second wife, to pepper, showing off, and also in the process, her first child, May's first child, died, and that was when this man tagged is the best year of his life. It didn't take how many weeks back. Started posting video with the wife, with the second wife, and your son just died, and it doesn't show. There's no, you are celebrating and jubilating, and come on. So the fact that a woman can say no, I refuse to be numbered, and she filed for divorce. The fact that she didn't go through the bigamy route, because when you are married under this kind of marriage act, and the man marries another wife or the woman marries another husband, why she or he is still married to their spouse, they could be sued for bigamy here. And bigamy now is now okay. Adultery, I won't say adultery is not a crime, but the person could pay for damages. It could be a civil case, but bigamy now is more like a crime. You understand? So the fact that this man did not go to the bigamy route, she just filed for divorce on the grounds of adultery as reason. On the grounds of him and the new wife to pay for damages. So on the grounds of adultery, he filed for divorce. So now the man still loves his wife, he still wants her and still wants the other one. But he went about it the wrong way. And the first wife said, no, 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 no. I cannot be numbered. So why these men are scared is because if their wives, if they do the same similar things, because they see y'all as a as a spectacle. So those cheating men, those adulterous men, they see y'all as a spectacle, and they found out that okay, this y'all did this thing, and the wife had to even stand her ground and say she cannot be numbered and divorced him. And even in her divorce, she is progressing, earning money. She's a billionaire. She's getting endorsements, billionaire vibes. You know, she's getting more grace from people. People are loving her the more for standing her ground. So these men are scared. So that's why they are delusional. They are scared that, oh, if their wife is looking at this man, it means, okay, they cannot really do this. So it means if they do this, there are consequences. So they just don't like, why would she do something? Why would she leave? She should sit down in the marriage now. So are their wives looking at her? And their wives are like, yes. That it's good to see a woman not take shit. Because women are trained to sit down and just eat shit. But she said no, she stood her ground. That's why if you come under the comment section, a lot of men, some type of men, some, not a lot, because there are men that are saying, in fact, majority of the men are saying these men, majority of men knew that, okay, what this man did was wrong. And they came out, these are responsible ones. But for the ones that just don't like me, you find out that if you see her picture on maybe on a social media, come under their comment section, the easiest thing they could say is, after her husband said she did breast, which she did not do breast. Another statement is they could easily say, okay, now different actors are hugging and shaking her. She's an Olosho. So, guys, if you see a male that when a woman makes a statement that maybe they don't fall for, and the easiest thing they could say under a comment section is Ashawo, Olosho, those men are dense. For example, let me say a girl is seen twerking on a video and she posts it. Instead of you to maybe instead of you to make a sound argument or make a sound statement countering what the girl is doing or why the girl is dancing, how inappropriate her dance is, or how it will influence her generation or negatively, or how make a sound statement, the first thing they could just say is insult, Olosho, Ashawo, those men are dense. Or a woman may come and say, hey, Queen May, I like how you stood your ground as a woman and didn't allow them cajole you into a polygamous relationship, or how you stood your ground against adultery. A man will come under the woman's, it's all those, a certain delusional man, not because we have reasonable men. A certain delusional man will just come under the section and say, Olosho, are you daft? Can't you she made a valid point. The reasons why she likes me. You coming on that the thing you are saying is Olosho. You cannot say, okay, this is the reason why you do not like. Make a sentence. Easy thing they do is Olosho. So those type of men, they are very dull and dumb. You cannot make a sentence or statement without insulting. So the easiest thing men could say about a woman that maybe they just don't like how she's progressing or how she's people like her for a certain thing that they don't just like. They just don't like her. The easy thing they will say is Olosho. You did breast. You did this. You did that. That is so. These are the few categories of men that don't just like and they see her as a threat. Because if their wife sees how she handled it, their wives will not tolerate their nonsense again. And they just want to keep feeding their wives this nonsense and start in the backing of, I'm an African man. So that is why these men do not like her, because she said she cannot be numbered. And a typical delusional, for the delusional ones, so not talking about the Odogu men, for the delusional, cheating, adulterous men, they see that as a slap on their ego. So what gives you an ego is seeing a woman hot over you, seeing her feel sad, that seeing yourself cheating and playing emotional games on her is what makes you a man, what makes you have an ego. That's rubbish. So what she did, she stood her ground as a woman and said, no, she's not going to take shit. And that is why they're angry. For some women that don't like me, it's simple. She left and she's making it. Some of them could not leave because maybe they don't have the financial stability to walk out of their marriage. So they all financially depend on the man. So that she's succeeding and people are really angry with her, like, ugh, what's even special about her? Those are the category of women that don't like her. And also categories of women that don't like her, a lot of second wives love her. So the side chicks, the husband snatcher side chick, kind of side chick, they don't really like her because. So what am I saying? In a nutshell, if you are doing polygamy, do it the right way. Strictly traditional marriage. You did polygamy the right way. Everyone was involved. You did it the correct way. But this one, the way you went about it, both traditionally, you are committing an adultery. Impregnated a man's daughter that you have not paid her dowry. It's still a in Igbo land. So that is just it. And I have to give her accolades to Queen May for standing strong. Even when her son died, after they were mocking, dancing, all those things, she still stood firm. And now she's a multiple ambassador of multiple companies and businesses, and she's doing well for herself. So I'm happy to see that a woman could be knocked down but still stand strong and hold her crown, adjust her crown, and she's strong and she's loved by almost everybody. So it's really something to admire, and women should also be financial capable in case of this kind of things. It might happen, you never could tell. So if you are doing something, if you are working, if you also have financial strength, in case the man leaves you or does anything anyhow, you can be able to stand and fend for yourself and for your children. So I think Edochie should be a good role model for women that are going through what she has gone through. A good role model for these people. So husbands, love your wife, treat them well, always acknowledge their feelings. Don't just be insensitive to their feelings and treat them like trash, or make them look as if they don't matter or they're not among what is happening in the family. So for men that love their wife, that take good care of their wife, that treat them like queens, kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys. So is May a role model? Yes, to women that go through exactly what she's going through. It shows that you should not take down your power because of a man. Stand strong and be who you are. Please like, comment, and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.